Hey everybody, it's Mike over here at Growtopia, and this is a wrap up and show everybody where things go from start to finish. Well, we're almost at finish point. Well, I guess still haven't hit harvest yet. So the plants get started in the nursery. This is what I consider the nursery. They get put into seed pods that goes into trays with a dome cover on top of it. And this is where they stay until they're tall enough to get moved to the greenhouse. Such as a lot of these. I'm kind of floating on them right now. I'm not going to be moving them yet, but they are getting very close to getting moved. And then also where my tropicals stay for the winter, which these are going to go outside, and I'm still debating on repotting the banana. But anyway, let's go to the next room. So the next room that you're actually going to end up seeing is basically a indoor growing bedroom, where it's a mix of combinations. It's things that I can grow indoors. As you guys can see here, there's a lot of different types of plants that are growing inside of here. Through an automatic watering system that's solar powered, that actually I just turn on and off when I want to, because these beds will hold the water way better than anything outside. As you can see, they're still moist from last weekend, so sometimes, being that tomorrow is watering day, I'm not going to water them. I'll stick my finger down and see how wet it is down below. If it's not wet down below, it could be just surface water, because there's a lot of stuff in here that retains the water. So a lot of times I'll just float it, and then I might water during the week at some point. So like I got cabbages in here, for an example. These red cabbages are going to go outside today. So I'm going to be moving these cabbages outside. I got the cauliflower that's going to be probably going outside as well. Or I might give them like another couple weeks indoors, and then they're going to go out into where they're going to be their home at the moment. So after things come out of the nursery, the first place they end up is either in the sun house or the shade house. So as you guys saw before, those are the tomatoes that I left in here from the nursery, and I pulled everybody else out. We got some new installments that are in here. We got the black semen tomatoes that are back here. We got the San Manzinos over there. We got a super sauce that's just starting to come out of the soil in the Amish base. You can't see it, but it is coming out. We got an empty location, another empty location as well. And then once they're big enough, like you guys saw, they end up out into the orchard, the big growing fenced-in area. As we come over to the sun house is more of a sunny spot for different types of plants that like more sun. So like for an example, I put some of the dragon tongue beans that are just starting. You can see the roots and stuff inside of them. So see some of the beans that are just starting. We got the rattlesnake bean and the Taylor beans have already popped up. And then I threw my cucamelons, my national cucumbers, and my garden sweet cucumbers. Now you can see the soil is very dry. It's because I'm not using these planters, and I'm going to be watering when I'm done with the video. Now, if you're trying to figure out how to water your stuff in an easy manner, if you notice, I put stuff in rows, which allows me to take the faucet head of the hose and spray in between them in a grid pattern, so I don't actually disturb the leaves. I can get down close to the soil and saturate the soil and not disturb the leaves. As you notice that, everything is kind of set up in a little bit of a grid pattern, except for the ones like the bottom dwellers. They kind of just do their own thing. So now we are outside into the orchard. Okay, so the next thing, we're going to just go down the line and move around. As you can see, I threw all those tomato plants that you saw inside. They're now out here with all their labels. A lot of them are doubled up. I think that's a sunflower, if I'm not mistaken. These are my citronellas. Now, this was a cabbage that was over in the far bed over there, and it had flowers on it, and I was going to remove it, and then I saw these little pods on it, and I'm not mistaken, those might be seed pods for the cabbage. I think it's cabbage cauliflower. It's one or the other. So I threw it over here so I can keep an eye on it, and if once it starts doing something, I'll take it out and take all the seeds out of it, and I got a whole bunch of free seeds. Obviously I got my corn over here. Like I said, things got to really get watered. My potatoes are doing freaking phenomenal right now. I'm actually going to be taking off the netting for the buckwheat, so I don't need the netting on it at this moment and stuff, but once it goes to seed, the netting will go back on it so the birds don't steal my seeds. I got my asparagus on this side, and if I'm not mistaken, I think my beets are starting to germinate, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm letting them go for a little bit longer just to really make sure. I also raised the level of this bed, which took 5 big bags of soil. And as you can see, after cleaning all the bugs off of my cabbage, it's actually starting to make a head on there, which is nice. And I threw my Japanese baby corn down there. We'll see if what happens with it at all. I know it's kind of weird throwing the corn there, but I wanted it in a little spot by itself. And with my cucumbers, I'm literally putting them all around my fence line. As you can see, there's some that are over there right now. Everybody's going through a little transition shock, to a point. But as you can see, a lot of the tomato plants are all getting doubled up because there's no room to plant them. So it's going to be really one crazy hell of a year of keeping up with everything. But that's fine. That's what makes everything fun. Pretty cool, huh? All right. My blueberries doing pretty good. Sooner or later, they're going to start turning blue, and I'll be picking them before the birds do. I got my big cherry tree. Got some cherries off of it last year. Very super sweet cherries. They are Stella cherries, is what the name of the tree is. It's a Stella. This definitely looks like a sunflower. It's got the makings of it. So it's kind of funny. I didn't plant it, but I had sunflowers here last year, and I think they just decided to come back. So, because they died and fell into the soil, and I didn't pull them out. So that's most likely what's going on. But as you can see here, last year I had cucumbers running along this fence line. So all those cucumbers, cucamelons that are in the sun house is going to end up, probably not all of them, but some of them are going to be in there as well, and it's going to be nice. It's going to fill up the fence line, and it's going to look really great. So I'm going to get to watering right now, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You found something useful out of it. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family, comment below, and get out there and grow something crazy and wild. I'm doing this mainly by myself with a little bit of help from my mother, but mainly this year it's been 100% me running it. And so anyway guys, later. This is Mike over at Growtopia. Have a beautiful weekend. Later. Get out there and grow.